Okay, company structure. Whose question was that?
Mine.
Okay. Any particular thing or just?
Well, it's just we've done a little bit of it already, but just to go over the holding companies and how to structure it. At the moment, I've just set up a new company, and I just need to know. I just want to be clear on what else I need to set up.
Okay.
How it should be working.
How many more minutes can I take up, Dan?
How long do you need?
10 past 3, maximum quarter past 3.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So here you have your holding company, yeah, and you have SPV 1, 2, 3. So the option is Bernie, isn't it?
Yes.
So the option you have, Bernie, is you can buy property in this company here and not use a holding company, or you can have a holding company which owns 100% of the shares in SPV1. Yep. And then buy property. Or the other option you have is, let's say you have a JV partner, Bernie, and then you own 50%, just to keep the numbers easy, and they own 50%. So looking at my earlier example of the Boston deal with the 21 flats, my holding company owned 50% of the shares. The other chap owned the other 50% of the shares directly, or he or she could have a holding company over here. So your holding company owns 50%, their holding company owns 50%. Yeah? That's the starting position. You had a question on trading and investment, so we're going to link it in here. What was the question, Dana?
So, trading or investing, is that the holding company that we're deciding on, or the SP?
No, because in this particular scenario, the holding company does nothing apart from hold shares in your companies.
Just a shell.
That's the
In
shell,
any case.
usually. Doesn't have to be, but for our purposes, we always keep it a shell.
So you could have a holding company that has trading, has investing, SPVs underneath, etc.
Yeah, but that could be a bad idea.
Why?
Okay, I'll come to that. So, Bernie,
Yep.
you've done your first deal in this particular company here, and your intention was always to sell. And you've made some profit. How much profit have you made? Hafiz says 500 grand, so we're going with 500 grand. Good number, by the way, Hafiz. Yeah, you made 500 grand profit, okay? So if you didn't have a holding company, and you just had this company here, and you've made 500 grand, if you now wanted to close the company down for some reason, because you want to work on another project, but you want to use a separate company, the problem you've got is if you take the money out of this company personally, and then move it here, you've got to pay income tax on the 500 grand, which you're not happy with, because then you'll have less than 500 grand left over. Your other option is you keep the 500 grand in here and then transfer it as a loan to company 2, and then you can charge interest. You're not happy about that either, because now you've got SPV1 sat there, okay, doing nothing, and you're paying accountancy fees, okay?
Which are how much?
Whatever he wants to charge. 2,000.
2,000.
We never asked that question, do we, Steve? No, never asked that question.
Thousands. 2 grand plus VAT.
It's a no-brainer. You're 2 grand plus VAT. How's that? Happy with that? 10% of your profit. How's that, Dana? No? Okay, more higher? Okay. So you're not happy with that either. That's one of the benefits of having a holding company, because once you've got 500 grand in here, Bernie, what you can do is transfer the 500 grand. Let's say you don't have anybody else here and you own 100%. You transfer the 500 grand up into your holding company, close this company down, and move the 500 grand into this company, or any other company, so you've not lost any money in income tax. That's just one benefit, by the way.
Is that a dividend?
This is a tax-free dividend, that's right, because it's part of the holding company structure. Yeah, that's right.
Can that 500 grand sit in the holding company
Yes.
when you need it?
Yes.
Do you have to close SPV1 after you transfer?
No, you don't, but there's no point in keeping it.
Obviously.
Because
Yeah.
it costs of keeping it open.
Yeah, there's no point. Your good name is?
I'm Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Right, Debbie?
If you've got another business completely separate to property, is that what will tend to be the holding company, or is that just completely separate?
No. My advice is the holding company shouldn't do anything whatsoever, because this is another benefit, Bernie, is if something were to go wrong, let's say in SPV2, and let's say you're working with a contractor, they've gone bust because some other main contractor has gone bust, and the whole deal goes horribly wrong, and you've got to liquidate this company here, yeah? You can liquidate it, and as long as you haven't given any cross guarantees, this closes, this can carry on, that can carry on, everything else can carry on. Yeah? I'll come to you in a minute, John. Everything can carry on, yeah? If something were to go horribly wrong in this particular deal, yeah? And you're saying, we now need to liquidate this company, wind it up.
But you said something like if it didn't give a guarantee or something.
Well, if you give a cross guarantee, if this company is given a £100,000 guarantee for a loan you took in here, and then this company is given a 200 grand guarantee for a loan you taken here, then even though you're going to liquidate this company here, you still owe 100 grand to the bank from this company, you owe 200 grand to the bank from that company. It probably isn't worth you liquidating because you're still paying out the bank anyhow. Usually when people liquidate, something goes horribly wrong, they can't afford to pay the people they owe money to, usually suppliers and contractors and the bank, and they liquidate, yeah? As long as there aren't cross guarantees, you liquidate here, these companies can carry on trading, you're okay. If the holding company is also a trading company and is doing deals, if the trading company goes bust, all these companies then are liable to pay the debts, in simple terms, because this company has control over all these companies here, so they are responsible for it. But if this company goes bust, these companies have no connection apart from the fact that they've got a holding company as part of the group. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
It has no other purpose.
yeah, don't use it for any other purpose, is my view. If you ask 18 accountants or 20 accountants, they might give you 20 different opinions, by the way. That's just my personal view. John?
Simple question. Does the holding company have to have a bank account?
Yes, if you're going to transfer money up and down into it. But if you're not transferring money, no, doesn't have to have an account. Yeah?
But we need to have an account for the whole.
Yeah, you don't have an account for these ones here.
And each SPV.
Different bank accounts, that's right.
Would they be linked to the bank? No, they'd just be.
You can use the same bank, then it's linked if you're using internet banking, so you can see all the companies in one go. But for other purposes, no. You can have different bank accounts with different companies. So for my companies, I've got bank accounts with different banks, HSBC, Barclays, Lloyds, the whole lot, in fact.
So if number two...
I'll come to you in a second, Hafiz. Yes, sir.
I was just going to say, you say that the different accountants, Mark Barrett, who I use, says exactly the same thing, and I just wanted to share it with everyone, so I've been quite vocal. I lost the company a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
lost everything, and now I've got it set up like this, and we've even got the tree surgery business with another company that holds all of the assets.
Yeah.
So then if the shit hits the fan again, that will go away, so it's all about protecting all the assets. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And not giving
Yeah.
those cross-personal guarantees.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because a company is a separate legal entity, therefore, if it goes bust, you're not personally liable as long as you haven't given any personal guarantees. But try getting a loan without giving a personal guarantee. Good luck.
And then also, what about if I keep one of the developments on, and then I've got money coming in on that?
Yeah, that's Dana's question, which I'll cover for you in a second.
Okay.
Hafiz,
So if there's no connection, financial connection between 1, 2 and 3,
there's no cross guarantees yet.
yeah, no cross lending or anything like that. Number 2, you decide to close it down, yeah. Let's say it had 50k debt or something, and like you liquidated it, whatever. Does the debt not go up to the holding company at all?
No,
No.
no. The debt always goes down.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
So if you've got another company down here.
I'm not supposed to do that, just for everyone.
No, it was just an example. If this company goes down, then this company becomes liable, responsible, because the shares of this company here are an asset for this company here. Yeah. So this company would be in trouble because of this. Yeah.
One final question.
Go on then, John, and then we'll come to you and then Dana.
Okay, so a lot of tradesmen, builders, plasterers, ground workers, all the rest of it, regularly go bankrupt Okay, has the government...
Shall we rephrase that and say some?
Some go bankrupt. Some of this is because the lads who are digging holes or fitting doors or whatever aren't experts on running businesses or companies, and it's the easiest option. They go bankrupt, they open next month, different name, different company. Has the government put anything in place to deter this?
Yes, CIS, Construction Industry Scheme, where basically if you pay a subcontractor, you have to hold back 30% as tax on their behalf if they aren't CIS registered. If they are CIS registered, you hold back 20% tax for them and pay it to HMRC. If they are CIS registered and they've been on good behaviour, then they could be on gross payments, and that's when you pay them 100%. That's how HMRC or the government have got around that.
I was more thinking in terms of protecting merchants and suppliers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these people have gone bust. They knew they were going to go bust on that day. They went off and ordered 20 boards the day before.
Yeah.
Has the government done anything to stop that?
No.
Because public liability to claim if someone has been damaged with material.
Yeah.
That working you just said is very similar to what the government tried to do with IR35, the contractor. The employees of the contractors holding back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they've made it even more tougher now.
Would you advise it's more tax efficient to pay yourself from the holding company
No.
rather than the SPV?
No, pay yourself from the SPVs. Because generally speaking, you'll be doing deals as you become more sophisticated with different people. So your first deal might be with Hafiz, and then Dan, okay, then Mahmood, then Bernie, and then you'll be charging them different rates depending on the work you're doing for them, for that particular SPV, because you might be spending 50% of your time in SPV1, therefore you charge 50% of your services to SPV1, 30% here, 20% here. So the holding company belongs to you. This should not be paying you any money because you're doing work for the different companies, yeah?
But even in the example where you said, let's say SPV1, done the development, finished, you made 500 grand profit,
Yeah.
and then you put that back into the holding company,
Yeah.
and then say you wanted to take that as a dividend.
Then you can do, yeah, because that's your money. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
In fact, I had a question right about that. So what do you do with that? Say SPV1 no longer exists, you've transferred it into a holding company. What do you do with it next? How do you take it anywhere?
So you can then use this to buy property, which we don't want to do, or you can take all the money out and as a dividend. Okay, okay. It depends on how much you're earning. First £2,000 tax-free. If you're using up your personal allowance of 12,500 elsewhere, then you're paying 7.5% up to £50,000. Once you go over £50,000, you're paying 32.5% up to £150,000. But once you go over 100,000, you lose your personal allowance. So for every £2 you earn, yeah, that's right, yeah. And then once you go over 150 grand, you're paying, I think it's 38.11%. So it can be reasonably significant. Or you can buy property here, or you can start, if you've got 500 grand, you can start lending it to people like me and Dan, and we'll pay you interest.
The holding company.
Yeah. Or
create another SPV. And
or you can be even smarter and then use that money and do more deals.
So I would create another SPV, transfer that money there.
Some of it, how much you need, yeah.
And then do
the deal, that's right. We'll come to you in a second, Bernie.
Isn't it better to pay yourself first when once closing down SPV1 because the deal is done? Don't you want to pay yourself first before sending the remainder up to the holding?
No. So this is 500 grand after all costs. So if you were being paid,
I've already been paid.
Yeah, you've already been paid. This is 500 grand profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you pay yourself out of the holding companies if I've already been paid?
No, I think it was just a question from John or somebody else. Yeah, saying if you want to take a dividend, yeah. You can't take a dividend from here because you don't own the shares. The shares here are owned by this company here. So if you want to take a dividend, it's going to have to be from here. Here you take a salary or a bonus, yeah, for doing the work.
And that's taxed as income?
That's taxed as income.
Thank you.
Bernie.
I was just thinking, are there specific SIC codes for the holding company.
Yep. I can't remember the number now. I think it's 68200, but I could be wrong.
Well, it's just going to be the same ones that we would use to set up an SPV. That's what.
No.
Oh.
No, the SIC code for a holding company is specific to it being a holding company.
Right.
I don't remember the exact code. I think it's 68200, but I could be wrong. Easy to find. If you just type in SIC code for holding company, it's going to come up. I'm going to cover your bit very quickly and then we're finished. So, if you have trading status, you have certain tax benefits that you can claim, like capital allowances, like entrepreneurs relief. Entrepreneurs relief, to keep it really simple, if you sell a business, the first £1 million is taxable at 10%. There onwards, you pay 20% tax for capital gains tax purposes. However, if 20% of your group, links with investment, and that 20% is 20% of your turnover, 20% of your profit, 20% of the value of the assets, or 20% of the time you spend in that company, if you breach the 20% rule, so more than 20% of those 4 things I've shared with you, it's not those 4, there's a few others, but let's just say those 4. If 20% or more, the rule is breached for those 4, you lose trading status, which means you can't claim entrepreneurs relief and quite a few other tax reliefs. Yeah. So for your purposes, Dana, if you want to hold property, keep that in a separate company somewhere over there. Don't mix it up.
So are we talking 2 different holding companies? One.
You could have 2 different holding companies if you're buying and holding property with different partners or investors. So sometimes people have 2 holding companies. One is for their trading, one is for their investment. But for their investment properties, they've got different SPVs because they've got different partners. But most people, not everybody, most people generally, when they buy property to hold on to, it's either between husband and wife or civil partners or in their own name. Generally, they don't have other investors who have buy-to-lets with them. I'm saying 80% of the time.
So essentially, whatever property you're working on, you should know what you want to do with it, basically forever, and set up the...
From day one, that's right. Yeah. And if you change your mind, there are different connotations, which I can't cover today because Dan's going to kill me. I usually finish in 45 minutes, but because we've got Hafiz here, it takes us an extra half an hour. But
When you said group, what's
that's the group.
the holding company
Structured
and
SPVs
is a group?
That's a group for tax purposes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My last question.
Go on then.
So you mentioned about having separate holding companies for assets and one for trading. I was always of the opinion that you have a holding company and you could have asset trading companies.
You can do,
Yeah.
but then you won't be, if you breach the 20% rule, you won't be treated as a trading group and you'll lose certain tax reliefs.
Right.
Like entrepreneurs relief, investors relief, there are other reliefs available as well.
20% is asset, basically.
Yeah.
So if your asset's going to be more than 20%, is it the income or is it of that group?
Turnover,
Yeah.
profit, value of the assets in that company, time spent are the 4 main ones. There's a couple others which escape my mind.
Okay, so if you think you're going to breach any of those, set up another holding company.
You are, my friend, because if you're holding on to properties, very quickly the value of those assets is going to exceed the 20% of the entire group. Yeah, easily done.
Yeah.
Okay? Go on then, Dana. Sorry, Dan.
Okay, about personal guarantees. So if I have all of the assets in the holding company or in the SPVs, the personal guarantee does not refer to that. So when they come after the personal guarantees, those are outside of holding company.
Yeah, if you give a personal guarantee, then you give them the guarantee.
Not my company.
No company. But if you're borrowing money from a bank and they know that you've got this particular structure here, they could sometimes have a floating charge or debenture over some of the other companies.
If you give it.
Sometimes you don't have a choice because they'll say, if you want the money from us, you've got to do this.
Is that everyone? Or?
It depends on the situation and how comfortable the bank are with you, the risk, how much money you're borrowing, how much experience you've got, what kind of rate of interest you're paying. The higher the rate of interest, the less likely they'll ask for that, because they're charging a higher rate of interest because they're taking a higher risk. Yeah. But if you want the cheapest or the lowest rate of interest, they're going to have a higher threshold for the number of things you need to supply to them.
Would investors either security or
To reduce the risk.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, by the way, make sure you click like, subscribe and post a comment, because that tells me that you're engaging and you're finding the content useful. And if you like this video, make sure you check out this video here, because it's the next stage in terms of your learning and development.